time has a way of weaving broken pieces into something whole again. And for Nathaniel Cole, time had once felt like an enemy, measured in losses, betrayals, and the hollow silence of an empire turned to ashes. But now, as he stood with Camille in his arms, their twins sleeping soundly in bassinets beside them, the desert wind carried the faint hum of the city, and up here it felt like they existed in a world apart, one they had built with scars, forgiveness and relentless love. And time finally felt like a gift. As Camille watched from the balcony, her eyes glowed with the same fire. She had carried into his life the night she saved him from the water, and Nathaniel turned toward her, remembering it all. The bathtub, the despair, the words that had saved him. There's always light at the end of a tunnel, the long months of therapy, of anger and doubt, and Camille's steady hands pulling him back each time he slipped, the late-night talks on the balcony, where hope grew between them like an unspoken promise. The day he asked her to be his wife, not with grandeur, but with trembling honesty. The moment he walked down the aisle, shocking the world. Not just with his recovery, but with the love that had brought him there. The birth of their twins, the proof that life can bloom even after the harshest winters, and the rise his empire rebuilt, his enemies defeated, his ex-wife reduced to a shadow of her once cruel arrogance. They had called him the fallen king of Vegas, but now he was more than a king. He was a man complete. Nathaniel walked toward Camille, slipping an arm around her waist as their children slept peacefully. She leaned into him, warm and steady, her head resting against his chest. He thought to himself that he never imagined he would have this again, a family, a future, and that she had given him back more than his life. She had given him himself. Camille smiled softly, her spirit tender but strong, and he knew she felt the same, that he had given her a love worth everything. He kissed her forehead, closing his eyes against the setting sun, and for years the city had mocked him, cursed him, written him off as a man undone. But as the lights of Las Vegas shimmered in the distance, Nathaniel Cole knew the truth. The greatest empire he had ever built was not in the casinos or on the strip. It was here in Camille, in their children, in their love. He whispered to her that she had not just given him a second chance at love, she had given him back himself. The man who had once begged to die had found his reason to live, and together they would shine, brighter than the city lights that had tried to drown him, because there is always light at the end of a tunnel, and Nathaniel Cole had found his. Thank you, beautiful souls, for watching and listening. For the full story, click the link below. With gratitude, Vintage Mike Tales.